Welcome back. Welcome to something a little bit different this week. I fancied a change from cod fishing. Not sure if you lot are bored of cod videos yet. Every man and his dog are out chasing cod, myself included. But if you've been around for a while, you know I've got a short attention span and I fancied a change. So today we're out on one of my favourite marks ever, Mostyn. And again, if you've been around a while, you'll know that I've fished Mostyn quite a bit for very, very little reward. But conditions dictated we needed somewhere relatively sheltered. There are some massive westerly winds. Like I say, I didn't fancy the east coast this week. I fancied something different. There are some pretty big westerly winds. In fact, it's supposed to be gusting 48 miles an hour. So far, I'm pleased to report, it's fairly calm. It also gave out 100% chance of rain. Now, it was absolutely smashing it down at 4 o'clock this morning when I left my house. But, dare I say it, so far, we're doing okay. Now, it's a tale of opposites today. So, we're going to two extremes of shore fishing. What I tend to do is each season I set myself a little target. Normally around 3 targets, if I'm feeling generous, 4 or 5. And for this winter, I said what I wanted is a double figure cod, a double figure conger, and a double figure huss. So far, all I've done is target cod, and we've done pretty well. But conger is where we're at today. So the rod closest to you, I've got the Creed. The Achios Creed. They're the most powerful rod that they do in the range. I am fishing with 90-pound braid straight through. On the business end of there, I've got a big pulley rig with 120-pound mono bite trace, and I think they are 8.0. I think they're an 8.0 tamers at the bottom. The other thing that Mostyn is really well known for are its monster place. Now, it's the 21st of December. We're nowhere near spring. We're nowhere near place season. However, that session up in Cumbria targeting flounder has got me fired up for some big flounder. So, I've got with me the Airlight, and on there I've got a 1 up, 1 down with size 1 hooks, and some sparkly bits and beads and bits and bobs, and I'm fishing worm baits. Now, I have had one of those weeks, the last week of the year at work and stuff, but we can maybe have a chat about all that later. I have had a very, very lazy setup this morning. The intention is just to come out, do some fishing, get some fresh air. It took me 2 hours to drive over here. I stopped for breakfast, sat in McDonald's car park and ate my breakfast, whereas normally I'd eat it on the fly as I'm driving. Got here, it was raining, sat in the van for half an hour playing games. I wanted to be fishing for about 6:30, 7 o'clock. It's probably closer to 7:30, 8 o'clock now that we're all set up. But we are here with fishing. Low water is at about 9:15, so we've probably got an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I doubt it though. Let's call it an hour and a half till low water. To be honest, don't know what state of the tide you can fish at this end of Mostyn. It might be that we only get an hour or so on here. And a couple of inquiries on the Airlight. So let's just reel down, pull in. Have we got anything? Don't feel like it as yet. Let's just move it a couple of feet. See if we can stir anything into some action. Straighten me out up a little bit so I look slightly less scruffy. Keep meaning to get into the barbers, but every time I drive past it's packed, and I haven't really had the diary where I've been able to book an appointment. I've been all over the place. So currently looking like Santa's long lost homeless nephew or whatever. But yeah, I did nearly trim it last night actually with my own clippers. And then I looked at the forecast again and I was like, you know what, if the weather's gonna be as shitty as it says it's gonna be, it might just protect my face a little bit. But my God, it's hitting me today. shitting me today. Anyway, both rods are rebaited, and so far nothing doing. Now, like I say, it's a bit speculative this session. I just fancied a change. I've had a bit of a crappy week, like I said, and it's fair to say my head and my mental health has taken a bit of a beating this week. So I just wanted to come out and get fishing. I wanted something different, a bit of a challenge, and frankly, between me and you, I don't really care if I catch fish. So on that note, I apologise. This may be quite a short video. It may be a blank. We may have no fishing content. It might just be a video full of me waffling. But frankly, I do not care. I've said to you many times before, I hope you're all doing okay, get out fishing, etc, etc. This is one of them instances where I am just out fishing to get out, getting some fresh air, clear my headspace a little bit. It's going to be a long day, so coming over here and fishing low water, I am then going to head up the other end and fish higher water for some rays in a little bit. So I've not driven all this way just to do an hour's fishing. Don't worry, I haven't completely lost my marbles just yet. This session is all about getting out and getting fishing. Like I say, it's the 21st of December. This is probably going to come out on Boxing Day, I think, this video. So I hope you've all had a really good Christmas. As I mentioned in previous videos, I know a lot of folks struggle with mental health and stuff like that. At this time of year, it's rife. You've got the pressures of Christmas. Like I say, I hope you're all looking after yourselves. This is me looking after myself. Let's see. It feels big and heavy. It should be up and off the sand. It's not doing a great deal. Oh, that's why it's not doing a great deal. Bait has gone. Oh, bait's still there, but it's been picked to pieces. We're in the weed. There we have it then. That is the sort of setup that we're talking about today. You've got two big meaty hooks. I think they're actually both tamers on this one. Two big meaty hooks. That's half a mackerel that's been sat in some blood and guts and oil and stuff. So it should have a good aroma to it. And I'll put that back out there. Hopefully find some congers. I've got a big bag full of mackerel. Big bag full of mackerel, and then a bag full of herring as well. So we've got, well, I've got nothing but fish baits today. It was weird getting the gear ready, and frankly, not putting any cart wings in the box. It was a bizarre feeling. It's time to sit back down. Got quite a comfortable little perch. It's not a bad morning. What does it look like over my shoulder? You lot probably find that. Yeah, it's definitely getting darker. Definitely getting darker. Who cares? Like I say, man out in nature. Oh, just had a good bite. Just had a good bite. Is it still there? That was a proper little rattle, that was. That was a weird bite, that. Because it wasn't quite... It was like, I don't know if you can see me in the camera, but it was sort of dipping as if there was weed in surf, like with the swells. And then all of a sudden it just went bang, 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 bang. I might have dragged it into the weeds. Let's tighten that clutch up a little bit. It's doing a little bit of something. It's getting rather heavy. Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's get her up. Stuck again on a snag. Hey, fish, 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 fish. Nice little double shot of dabs, and that is a monster dab. Big dab, that. Well, there we go. two lovely, lovely dabs. I mean, look at the size of that one. I've not got particularly small hands, but definitely a dab. Two of them, good size ones as well. We'll get these back. But I was already sold on the fact that today was going to be a blank, and I was quite happy with that. So these little beauties, more than welcome. Well, that ain't a bad start, is it? I say a start. We've probably been fishing for an hour and a half, but like I say, I'd already resigned to the fact that this is a bit of a wild card session, and highly likely there was going to be a blank. But blank avoided with some pretty big dabs, to be fair. They were big dabs. Normally dabs for me, sort of 18-20 centimetres, they were probably getting up towards 30, maybe 30 plus. This rain is on and off like a bloody light switch. You can see it drifting in across the bay. It definitely looks worse inland. I think we're right on the edges of it. In fact, we're definitely on the edges of it, because if you look over there, it's dark black skies, and on that side it's still quite light. But I have to keep putting the camera away, because I've just got new mics after the last lot packed up, because they'd had enough of bad weather, and I'd like this set at a cost of 200 quid a set to see me through winter. So I keep putting the camera away, just sitting here relaxing. Oh, that was a good knock on the in fact, that's gone very slack and is moving. And the old Conger rod. Right, let's go and have a look at that, and then I'm going to put the camera away a little bit so the mics don't get completely ruined. Let's go and have a look. Let's try and get you set up somewhere where you can see what's going on. Put you there. Hopefully it's about level. Turn you round somewhere about there-ish. How does that look? That looks alright. Now, like I say, this has probably been out there half an hour. So we are due a change of baits. How deep is this slop? Oh, that's not too bad. Anything occurring? Anything occurring? Let's find out. Well, no sooner, folks, did I say I wanted to look after me, put my microphones away and all that sort of shit. I brought that rod in, just about to put it on the rod, so batteries are dying on me as well. So what I was saying is that, yeah, no sooner had I turned around and put the rod on the rod stand, big gust of wind, and I just heard thud. And I turned around and my brand new mics and GoPro are up to the knackers in mud. And now the receiver won't turn on the mics. I'm hoping it was working when I picked it up. I'm hoping it's just an impact thing. I don't think the fact that it was working when I picked it up, I don't think it is. Possibly water's got in there somewhere, somehow, or something. But what was supposed to be a rather relaxing session is turning into a rather costly one. So unfortunately, we are now back on just standard GoPro, probably with a load of wind noise. It looks like I've cracked the lens cover as well on the GoPro, so maybe the image quality is not going to be very good. So yeah, nice relaxing session. It's turning into a rather expensive one, it looks like. But in good news, we have got a bite. Let's go and have a look at that, shall we? Right, well, there we go then. Another dab, another decent sized one. I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to do a great deal more recording because, well, even the microphone on the GoPro is full of mud, so the audio quality is probably shite. I'm supposed to be chilling out, and I am raging's probably not quite the right word, but disappointed. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. So I think unless we get any fish, I'm not going to do any more waffle. Well, at least not for an hour or so. I'm just going to sit on my box and chill out. But if we get anything exciting, I'll bring you back. Well, hopefully the camera will pick up just how quickly the tide is licking past this point now. Got some real current flowing through. So luckily it's coming in around and then sweeping out towards the buoy. I'm fishing in this sort of back eddy down here. So I'm still managing old ground. Sky's alright, wind's died down a little bit. I mean, it's a muddy one. But I've had 5 minutes, I've picked my lip up. But yeah, there is a fair old current sweeping past. And there's even a bit of blue skies there, look. Tiny little bit of blue skies before all that lot comes in. Right then folks, well the sandbar is all but covered over behind you. The weather's holding off quite nicely, it's not been too bad for the weather, but weed is becoming a pain in the arse and I'm struggling to hold bottom, so I've just rebaited. I am going to call it last casts. And the words that are about to roll off the tip of my tongue is not as bad a session as I was expecting, but it would probably be more appropriate to say I've caught more fish than I was expecting. Yeah, new microphone's dead. Hopefully I can say, well, hopefully it resets itself and sorts itself out. I'll have a play about with it in the van. If not, I'm going to try a warranty claim, but I don't think there's any way I can clean all the mud out of it for them to go, not to go fuck off. I'm going to give these baits half an hour, and then and slowly sort out the remaining bits and pieces, sort of get the box ready for fishing for rays up the other end, and I'll see you guys back in the van. Well, no last cast fish unfortunately. I've got a fresh hot cup of coffee, I've got some sausages on in the back. We're going to get those down us, and then like I say, I'm going to head further up and have a session on the rays. Dabs to save the blank, no big congers, so I've got plans to go after big congers. I've got a few marks that I've got in mind. In fact, to tell you what, yeah, I know where I want to go targeting congers, but let me know in the comments, is there any marks that you'd recommend for big congers? Because like I say, I'd like a double figure. Ideally, I'd like to get into the 20s this winter. Yeah, on that note, nothing more to say other than thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, because like I say, I think this is going to come out on Boxing Day, so I hope you've all had a good one. Look after yourselves. Remember, if you can get out fishing, or even if it's just out to get some fresh air, get away from it all. Take the dog a walk, take yourself for a walk, go fetch a newspaper, get a bottle of milk from your local store, whatever it is. Look after yourselves, and until next time, take care and tight lines.